Okay, testing. Yeah, I think this is working. Down is in chat, that's good. Okay, seems good. Okay, let me just switch to this. There, nice, good. I actually started the stream with this view, but oh no. It was not the proper view, you know? I'm good, you know? Sunday morning, lazy Sunday morning. Well, it's actually past noon now, 12:09. But I wanted to paint a little bit. Why is this camera? Oh, it's because I need to paint like this. Yeah, it's okay, the camera to be like that. So, can you hear me okay? We got 4 concurrent viewers, 1 like. Madame says, yeah, I saw the view. It was the wrong view. You get insight as to the internal process of before how we set this up. Okay, Stream Elements bot is here. Good. Hey Peggy, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Okay, I'm not sure how many people are going to be interested in me painting, but the heck with it. We're going to paint. So everybody who wants to just relax, maybe have this in the background while they play or read a good book or whatever, just feel free to do it, But now says, hear you just fine. That is awesome. That is awesome. Because we're going to be painting, We're going to be painting alien figurines. Do not mind the stick fix bar because the holder for the miniatures, it has not arrived. So now I'm using this, Hey Glenn, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Love figure painting, says Peggy. Awesome. Okay, let me just show you. And I just realized I made one of them critical mistakes because I did not bring the miniatures. Look at this. This is how Lieutenant Gorman ended up, being painted. Odan says, me being a digital sculptor, I don't mind at all. That's awesome. You see? So this is like the first one we made. On my camera now is working properly, you see? You remember the problems we had the zoom last thing is because I messed up and I touched one of the settings, So the thing is I forgot to bring the miniatures back, so just wait for a second. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Say hello to the chair, in the meantime. Okay, I'm back. So, let me just put these things over here. Here we got all of the minis that I, primed. We got a lot of minis. So in this, and I'm going to be focusing on the marine minis on this session, because also I don't have a lot of time because it's 12:13 here and, launch is like at 1:30 or something. If only we could speak with Mike and Gladys too. Well, they're not here, they're not setting this thing. But we are good. So, okay, as you can see, this is the Newt Mini. This one is the Ripley Mini. And here we have the 4 Marines we will be painting in this session. Okay? So, Gorman, I'm just gonna pop it out of this. I'm gonna put it there because you are done, bro. And let's start with, we're gonna be painting like, chain painting because they have similar color patterns. And in order to figure out the color patterns, I prepared this. No, that's not it. That was the stream. There we go. Good. I don't think I showed any sensitive information about the stream when I did that, right? No public, concurrent viewers. No stream key, nothing. Okay, good. For a second, I was worried I could get hacked or something like that. Okay, so this is the website for the makers of Aliens, Colonial Marines. I mean, Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Corp. It's Gale Force 9. So as you can see, we got the base game, we got all of the stuff, we got the minis, and they have examples of how the painted minis should look like. Actually, to take a look at this, this is what I base the Gorman painting on. You see? This. So we're going to go with, we got Belvehage. It says, I bought the set twice and the add-on DLC, painted it on and made my own rule set. Nice models. Yes, I agree. Thank you. We're gonna go with Hudson. And as you can see, the base, paintings for these things are very dark green. And the boots are actually up to here. Let me check another one of the paintings. Yeah, you see the pants, they go all the way to the edge of the feet. So the boots are under this. Interesting. And basically they have like a very dark green here. I'm not sure about this change. Oh, this might be because this is like armor, you see? And the standard painting is a lighter green. Yeah, they have like armor. Let me check over here. Yeah, you see? Yeah, they have armor there. Okay. So maybe we should paint the armor first, then the clothes, and then the skin. You know? I think that could be the thing. So we need like a dark green for this. It's different shades of green. Full disclosure, I am partially colorblind, you know? They're wearing sheen armor, body armor, and the clothes. I am partially colorblind, so I'm going to paint this like it looks good to me. But it might not be exactly what you think looks good, you know? I don't confuse red with green or something like that, but like dark green with oily brown or something like that, I see, whatever, you know. Okay, so first we're going to make like one kind of green, because this is like spots, you know. We're gonna make two different shades of green. Darker one for the armor, lighter one for the clothes here. That's what the first thing we're going to do. The Vasquez model is rad. Yes, I agree. It's pretty freaking cool. If we're gonna take a look at the Vasquez model, it's this one. You see? It's pretty cool. Although I have no freaking clue how they painted like this. They must have had a microscope, because the figures are just tiny, absolutely tiny, you know. But it's good. We got Frosty over here. This is like a more like brownish, you know, like green. Okay. So let's see. I got leather brown. Let me just get rid of this thing. This is the set I ended up buying. War Games Hobby Starter Painted Set. The Army Painter, you know? So, patience and continuous corrections. Yeah, well, but it's tiny. It's tiny, absolutely tiny. You know, I don't think I have the finesse to do something like that. Okay, so we got leather brown. need the green. We got green. We got black. I'm gonna put that over there. No. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. So let's see. We're gonna start with a little bit of green. I'm gonna go. Oh, I gotta shake it. I gotta shake it. Just shaking it a little bit. Shake strongly, yeah. Shake it with gusto, like they say. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're shaking it. We're shaking it. Okay, and I'm going to use like I don't know. Let's see. 1 big drop, 2 big drops, 3 big drops. Okay, that's good. Apply the main theme colors first, green, black, and skin. Then add details on top. Yes, exactly. I'll use this thing. Remember, this is my second mini. So I am, in all sense of the world, a noob at this. There we go. Okay, so it needs to be darker. So I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of brown. I have my magnifying glass here because otherwise this is not happening, you know. I cannot see. My eyes are not what they used to be like 20 years ago. Particularly there's one eye that's a little bit more messed up, and I guess it's this one. It's my right eye. It's a little bit more messed up than the left eye. Okay, come on, shake it, shake it. Shake it like the money maker or something like that. Okay. Practice makes perfect. Yes. Like I said, I'm not going to like stress about this. We're going to do this slowly. Slowly but surely. Okay, let me just mix this up a little bit. Yeah, that brown didn't do much. Also, I need to add a little bit of water. You gotta thin a little bit the paint. Let me just move this, otherwise it's going to be nasty. Let's see. Noob maybe, but you choose the most epic theme models to start with. I am a huge HR Giger fan. Yes. Me too. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't shake it. I made the cardinal mistake of not shaking it. Shake it. Also, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to leave the brush like that, you know? I'm just gonna have it there. And it is darkening. It is darkening. It needs a little bit more. There. Wow. Okay. Is this a good color? Might need a little bit more green, I'm guessing. Yeah, this thing darkened too much. Okay, let's add a little bit more green. Okay, that should be enough. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, I'm just gonna mix it properly. And then we start painting. So, the first thing we're going to paint is the armor. Just mix all of this. I think this maybe we should do it in the mixer. I have a mixer, you know, like the plastic mixers. But the good thing about the wet palette is that it keeps your paints wet, as I understand. Like I said, I am a total noob at this. Yeah, I like this shade. It looks good. Okay. We're gonna start. So, you, get over here, bro. Get over here. So, body and shins. Let's try this. I have a lot of this on my thing. Yeah. You know, just gonna do that. Okay, there we go. So, easy, nice and easy. Painting the armor. Kind of a big brush, you know. These miniatures are very small, so maybe I should just go with a smaller thing. But for now, we're just doing this. And since we are doing this, it's gonna take a while. I might, you know, like zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. I need to paint like in this area. Okay. There. Yesterday I watched Army of the Dead, you know? The new Netflix zombie movie. And it was interesting, you know? It was interesting. Hey, Koala Man, how are you? Yep. Having a good Sunday, you know? Here working on the minis. First time I've ever painted minis on stream. So, damn it. Interestingly enough, my phone just rang. I don't know why. And then it shut up. That was really weird. If it rings again, I will go and, you know, like get it. Who could be calling on a Sunday morning? That is just messed up. Okay. Painting all of this. There. Just painting this. And shoulders. That's good. Gaffer says, I'm going to enjoy this. I used to love watching my friend painting figures back in the 90s. Awesome, Gaffer. Awesome. Okay, I notice I'm just painting it where you're not seeing, so I'm just going to zoom out and try to paint a little bit more here. Let me just move this. Over that, over that. It's difficult because you need to paint very close to you, so it does not shake madly all over the place, you know? Okay. Taking this. Let's see. Yeah, the armor goes up to the shoulders. Okay. Starting to look good. This is a process, you know? Well, like I was saying, I was watching Army of the Dead yesterday. That movie from Zack Snyder. And it's like the first zombie movie heist in the genre, you know? Because they need to go to Las Vegas and steal money from a casino. Hey Jason, how are you? Welcome to the stream. You have not missed much, you know. We're starting to paint the figurines. Slow and steady. This is a process because these figures, there's a lot of them. We're going to be chain painting them, trying to make it, because they all basically have the same color pattern. And I was just starting to tell you about the movie I watched last night, because originally I intended to make this stream, you know, last night, but I don't know if you watched the Dark Side Detective episode I put on. It's more than 2 hours long, and in the morning I was playing Resident Evil Village, and I actually finished the game. You know? So yesterday I recorded over 5 hours of videos. So in the afternoon I was really friggin' tired, you know, really tired. And that's why I decided not to stream yesterday and maybe stream today. And I watch Army of the Dead, which, like I said, zombie heist movie. And it's a good idea, you know. There is a good zombie movie hidden inside that movie, because they show some cool stuff. I'm not going to spoil it, but they show some cool stuff, some new ideas, things I really never seen. You know what? I'm going to switch because this thing is too big. I'm just gonna switch it. Let me just clean it up a little bit. We're gonna go to a smaller brush. When I try to paint bigger, you know, miniatures, I'm going to have to go back to these bigger brushes. But for now, these things, this is too freaking big for the size of this miniature. Okay, that's good. Just a second. Okay, we're gonna go with this one. Small. Very small. So yeah, they have to go to Las Vegas, which has become a walled city because of the zombie, you know, infestation. Okay, we're switching. I'm going to go with the next one. And they have to go to a casino and, you know, retrieve money that was in the vault of the casino since the zombie infestation. Why is there a thing? And they introduced some really cool concepts, but for some reason they don't expand on them. You know, like they mention a cool mechanic and that's it. Never gets talked about it again. Well-behaved says, painting the alien model was easy. I just dry brushed them lightly with a bluish gray on top of their black base. Spray them with high gloss varnish to make them look slimy. Yes. The aliens. I don't know if I'm going to paint the aliens, you know. They look, to me they look kind of serviceable as they come, but we will see. Maybe a black primer and then some dry brushing, and that's it. Okay, just painting this. Very, very small figures, you see? Okay, there. And Jason says, I think the zombies are more likely infected living instead of actual dead. Well, they certainly act like those, but they say they are undead, For instance, those zombies that get dehydrated. This is a minor spoiler. There's a bunch of zombies that get dehydrated in the desert with the sun, and in the rare occasions when it rains, they rehydrate and come back to life. So that's weird. So yeah, living humans would be hard to do that. But yeah, they actually behave like living creatures. At least like the more like dangerous zombies, like the alphas, I think they call them. They behave like they are alive, even showing emotion, Very dangerous. But the thing is that they touch up on a series of interesting, concepts and ideas, but they do not fulfill them. And also I'm going to paint the weapons, because this matches like the color of the weapons. Then we can paint over the areas that are different. But they are basically green. There. I wonder if this light goes any higher, I think that's it. Yeah, the animal seems dead. Well, they seen it in the trailers, there's a undead tiger. It's not a big spoiler because it's all over the trailers. Okay, let's switch. Oh crap. I really need my holder, not this. But the holder is on the way. We're using like a homebrew solution, which is this. And I heard they may do a prequel. Yes, apparently it's going to be like the plan is to start a whole like zombie cinematic universe. Peggy says, have you seen any of the Castlevania episodes on Netflix? No, I have not seen the Castlevania things, but I've read good things. As I understand, it is a good series. It shows up on my recommendations usually. Okay, so we're painting the armor. They have shin armor. There. Difficult to see here. I'm thinking I'm going to need to have more lights if I do more of these streams, I need like a light from like over my shoulder or something like that. And Peggy says, it's an awesome series. Yes. This afternoon, I'm thinking about maybe watching a few episodes of the Love Robots thing. I don't remember. There's a series, with the robots. Like the second season just dropped. Your handmade hole looks like a push-up pop tube. It is like a glue, you know? Like glue. Stick fix. I don't know if you have this on the States. Hey Magnum Slayer, how are you? Today we're painting, you know? Doing a relaxed painting of the minis. Of the aliens. Another glorious day in the core mini. I don't know how much of this we're gonna get done today because, like I said, time could be an issue at some point. But I'm gonna try to do at least the base colors, you know? Out of the base colors, maybe some details, I don't know, we'll see. Just painting this, they're very, very small. These few passes, you don't need to be extra careful, but still. We're just doing the initial pass. Okay, that looks good there. And this is not green, so I'm not gonna paint that green. I just gotta paint this. Okay. So, why do I feel like I'm... Okay, yeah, there it is. Who is this guy? Hicks. This is Hicks, you know? Just painting Hicks now. Jason says, I've started watching 2-sentence horror stories on Netflix. Guess it was originally on the CW. Pretty good so far. 2-sentence horror. I don't recognize the title. One of my sisters just told me she started watching The Haunting at Hill Manor. And she went backwards. She watched the second series, like The Haunting at Bly Manor. And now she's starting to watch The Haunting at Hill Manor. But if you ask me, The Haunting at Bly Manor is not a horror series. It's more like a drama series, you know? Which happens to have ghosts, but it's more of a drama thing. Whereas The Haunting of Hill Manor, straight up horror. And very good horror, actually. I remember when I started watching that series, I was glued. Absolutely glued to the screen. Okay, not too much like that, yeah. Just painting all of this stuff. These guys have a lot of details and stuff. And the details will start to show up as we are painting, you know? Takes a while for them to show up. There we go. Once again, remember, this is the second time I've painted a mini, you see? And Ricardo says, "Hi JC, I see this is painful stream to watch. I don't know why you say that. It is a relaxing stream to watch. Love, death, and robots." Exactly. Love, death, and robots. This is the sort of stream that you watch when you are, for instance, playing a game or something like that on the second screen. And Nicola says, painful, fail pun. Well, you gotta put the hashtag pun, you know? Because yes, it was a fail pun. Hashtag fail pun. Green base on everything but weapons and skin. No worries. Nice sounding special. You monster. Yes, thank you. We don't have Gladys here to reply to the you monster. And this over here, there. Okay. That looks better. There. Green here. Come on. You know, and there's a lot of details that now are just starting to emerge and that I'm seeing. For instance, I'm seeing all of the equipment here. I'm seeing the bag for the shotgun. And this will have to be painted different colors. There you go. Hey Joe, how are you? And Koala Man, this is a Bob Ross sort of stream. Yes. You paint a happy little marine, you know? There's no mistakes. Only shotguns. There we go. Okay. A little bit more here. There you go. This green are all red. Okay, here in the shins, I think we're good. Okay, now we're going for a second round, you know, of the minis. Which was the one I first did? This one. Let me just go there. Jason says, if you had 2 hicks, you could do a before and after acid attack. You know, I never noticed the amount of damage Hicks took from the acid thing. Because yeah, the plate, like the chest plate, it started to melt. Yes, I agree. And then he was like in pain. I think he got a little bit hurt on the arm or something. But when they showed him back on the dropship, he was just like taking things out of his arm and just doing, you know. But he didn't seem to have like massive head wounds or something. And then they showed him and he has like bandages here. And I don't understand where bandages came from, you know? In his arm and face. Yeah, but you can see him when he's taking the things and his face is fine, you know? Yes, and in the ship he has a wrap over the head. That's kind of weird, you know? Let me just finish painting everything here. Everything needs to have like at least a coat of paint there. Also, I need to paint I forgot to paint the first time the weapon. Basically, it's a green, you know? Then we add the black parts that it has. There. There. That's the spirit. In the comics face, Hicks' face is nearly half this figure. Yes, I know, in the Earth War comics. But that came out of nowhere. Like I said, when they are in the dropship, right before Newt goes back to rescue, right before Ripley goes back to rescue Newt, he seems fine. He's just with some tweezers, like taking things out of his arm and just, tossing them away. So I don't know where the whole like burnt face thing came from. That seems like jackassery, if you ask me. Okay. Just painting this now. With the motion tracker, don't let it pull. But actually, yeah, it's not canon, I guess, either. I'm just gonna paint everything here green, and then we're going to use a lighter shade for the trousers. It doesn't make any sense, or the pants, depends where you are, trousers, pants. Doesn't make any sense to leave this uncovered. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and it's easier, and thus we use the paint. Yeah, that's starting to look good, But yeah, I never knew, and I'm gonna say it is kind of canon, because like Jason said, when they are back on the ship, when they are back on the Sulaco, they show him, with a bandage covering half his face, and I don't know where the bandage came from. Like, why? Okay, this is getting to be good. Once we're done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and get the black. We're gonna paint the boots, the bases, and maybe some of the weapons. I don't know. Okay, there you go. Look at this. You see? We're painting it. It is a very dark, green, because that's for the. Let me just show you here. You see, it's covered then with very light tones, but the base is like a dark green. And then we're going to use something that is almost white. It's almost white to make the lines. Fraser Burns says, I wonder if Ethan Winters is jealous that JC can hold model with his left hand. Well, Ethan, even though he's missing like half of his left hand, when he uses like a zip line, he uses his left hand because he a jackass, He's absolute jackass. And also, if you're just joining the stream, we're painting the aliens, another glorious day in the Corps figures, It's a relaxing stream. Yeah, I'm just gonna paint all of this easier. Get the basic coverage in, Then we will worry about details. And I intended to do this stream yesterday evening. But the thing is that yesterday I finished recording Resident Evil Village. I recorded more than 2 hours. Like close to, I'm guessing, close to 3 hours of Resident Evil Village. And then I played The Dark Side Detective, the episode that came out like it went up like last night, close to midnight. And that one is over 2 hours long. So yesterday I was recording for over 5 hours and I was really tired. You know? That's the thing. And today, Sunday morning, I kind of watched some things on YouTube and stuff. Slept a little, you know. It's a camo painted, so you will need some yellow ochre. I have some yellow, you know. I have some yellow. We can use that. Might not be the exact... Actually... This is a demonic yellow, which is good, you know. Between this and a little bit of white, we could be good. And like I said, I said, you know what, we're gonna paint. I'm gonna freaking paint this thing. Get in all of the nooks and crannies. So it looks pretty. There. Painting all of this. Base coating, like I did some research on the terms of the thing, you know. So we're doing the base coating. I see this guy has like a couple of grenades or stuff like that. I don't know. This is Frosty, you know? Let me just show you. Frosty. There we go. I'll show you Frosty. That's how Frosty is supposed to look. You see? So you got like a little bit of yellow down there, a little bit of white in the clothes, and I just might and just leave this green as a base, you know. I don't know. Okay, I think. Okay, this area was missing. Luckily, I prepared a lot of green. So we can keep painting. There we go. Don't let the thing pool. Good. Joe says, the first time I saw camo spray paint, I thought out loud, that is so cool, but how it does spray the separate colors? Guy next to me pointed out the other cans of camo paint. Dope. Yes. One spray can that could do multicolor spray. It's some Demolition Man stuff, you know. I don't know if anybody caught that reference. Do you remember the Stallone movie, Demolition Man? When he is walking in the future and there's like a spray thing that pops out of the grass and like sprays a graffiti, but it goes like and there's a graffiti, multicolor graffiti, and then some rods come out of the wall and there's an electric charge and the paint gets vaporized. Yeah? I don't know if you remember that scene. Demolition Man. One of those cheesy, I'm guessing 90s movies? I don't remember Demolition Man. Exactly when was it released? Okay. That's better. starting to look like it's being painted, you know? Here we go with Hicks again, which I need to do the thing in the center. Hey, we got a tip. Caught the Demolition Man reference. Thank you, Jason. Much appreciated. Very, very generous of you because of the Demolition Man. Yeah? Much appreciated. It is with the super chats and the PayPal tips and the donations and the things that we, you know, fund this hobby. Yeah? All of this you see here, I bought with the money from the channel. And then we do the nerdy streams. Okay, that's good. There, we paint this. Paint that. The thing about, you know, stream painting is that it is not the most comfortable position to paint, you know. But I wanted to share a little bit of the process with you. Because we eventually will play another mission of Aliens Colonial Marines. I mean, another glorious day in the Corps. You remember in the channel is mission 1, Newt. And we survived actually. Okay. Up there. Good. So, I think I got that. And this one, yeah, this one is the last one I need. Vasquez. Hey Ian, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We are painting. I just gotta get in there. No disrespect. But you gotta get in there and paint all the things. She has a smart gun. And the smart gun is a mixture of actually a rig for, you know, like a Steadicam. For a Steadicam rig. That's a little bit of Aliens trivia for you. Paint all of this stuff. And she has gloves. She's the only one that has like black gloves. With the fingers, but I don't know if we have like the ability to paint the fingers, you know? Like separately. Okay, that's good. Just paint this. A little bit more here. Ian Murphy says, all good. Just started the wee guy, just have pizza and garlic bread and watching Game of Thrones. You're watching Game of Thrones now? Interesting. Which season are you watching? I have mixed feelings about Game of Thrones, you know? I liked it. The last few seasons were a bit rushed. I understand the thought behind the season, so I'm not as salty as some people about Game of Thrones. Still, could have been done better? Yes, it could have been done better. We can all agree on that. Jason says, the old man and the sea build I'll have up eventually was filmed from above, unlike the others, working out the best position to film as I go. Yes, yes. those damn, you know, like metal earth things you for some reason like so much. It is just bananas, bro. It is bananas. And you know, I learned something. This paint goes a long way, so I'm going to start using like 1 drop of paint at the most. Otherwise, I'm just gonna waste a whole bunch of paint. And there is no point in wasting the paint. Koalaman says, I am salty with the last 2 seasons as they spoiled a great thing due to personal convenience. Yes, I acknowledge that, because the guys, the showrunners, they wanted to move on. But, and this is a big but, I understand the story is based on their conversations with J.R.R. Martin. So even though in the books it might be a little bit more fleshed out, in the end, it's probably going to like turn out exactly the same. Ian Murphy says, on third watch through, season 1 to 6 were the best. Season 7, 8 were not the best. Yeah, they were not the best. There's still a lot of very memorable moments, if you ask me. A lot of them. Okay, I'm gonna paint the black stuff now. I think enough green. We might go back to a few details of the green, but now we're going to go with black. So I'm gonna keep using this. There's like a single strand of the bristle. Okay, there we go. Got it out. Just gotta clean this. Fleshed out and building up narratives is what is needed. Yes, exactly. Just gotta clean this. Yeah, clean it up. Clean it up real good. In this session, I want at least to paint the black parts and the skins, you know? At least the beginnings of the skins. We're not going to be able to make to paint the details because, well, I need to have lunch. You know? Lunch hour is like approaching fast, but it's good. We got plate mail metal. This is a good painting. I'm gonna use that later. I don't think we're gonna have to be able to use it now, but okay. Let me just add. Come on. Come on. I think that's going to be more than enough, you know? And Ian Murphy says, going to watch a few episodes of Resident Evil tonight. What did you think of it? It is awesome. It is awesome. Yesterday I was talking about that. I finished recording it and it was just pure awesomeness, you know? So I highly recommend you watch the series. You know? It is a good game. And yesterday I finished recording it and it was just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Very, very good game. Okay, we're painting this. Gotta be a little bit careful here with the shoes. That's good. Careful. I really like that game, you know? Really like Resident Evil Village. The saga of Ethan Winters in his eternal quest to marry Tall Vampire Lady. It was unanswered love for poor Ethan. Peggy Bradford says, will you be playing Castle Flipper? I don't think so. That could change eventually, but I don't think... Oh, I screwed it up. Sorry, I got the green. I got the green stuff, I screwed it up. Crap. Okay, I'm gonna have to let this one dry a little bit. Come back later to that. Let's go with this one. I've watched a few videos of a caster flipper, and it looks interesting, but for that I have, you know, house flipper. I still want to make a couple more videos of house flipper. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, paint all of this black, come on. There you go. Okay, paint the borders and paint the ceilings, because that's how they paint you. There we go. A lot of the white primer got into this, so we gotta be generous with the black paint. So it looks decent. Joe says, I'm really enjoying Resident Evil. Seems like the devs are laying the groundwork for future Resident Evil games. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, you know, I definitely need better light for this. Even though I have a very bright light right on top of this, I need more. There you go. I gotta get into all the nooks and crannies with this. There, come on. Get into the things. Okay, as first pass, I think it's good. I'm going to paint the weapon right now. There you go. So the plan, now that I finish recording Resident Evil Village, is to record, go back to Resident Evil 7 and record the Not a Hero DLC and the End of Zoe DLC. That's the plan. Gotta paint the shoes. These Marines don't shine their shoes, they paint them. Shiny black. There we go. There. Good. After when I am finished playing Zombie Army before, Dead War will pursue the missus to get me it. Yes, you gotta persuade the missus. Tell her that tall vampire lady is just platonic, you know? It's a platonic thing. And then you pursue it. Her, I mean. My theory on the Duke is that he is also a fungus mutant with the power of telekinesis. I can't imagine Mother Miranda allowing him free roaming unless he was more to him. Well, I will agree with you that he is definitely, infected with the mold. And he had like the same thing like Tall Vampire Lady had, Lady Alcina Dimitrescu. And that's how he got big. But I am not sure if he has any powers, I think he's just big. And in the end, you need a trader. In fact, and this might be a bit of a spoiler, but, it's not such a big deal. At some point, Ethan actually asks Duke, what are you? But Duke does not reveal anything because he says, I couldn't even say, But yeah, I agree. He is also infected with the mold. I need more paint. Where's the black? Here it is. Plate mail metal. No, that's not it. Matte black. This one. Just a little bit. Come on. Good. Now we got a little bit of paint. Okay, we gotta move this along. We got about 20 minutes left before I need to go to lunch, and I want to leave at least the bases done. Hicks. I never understood the name Spitshine. Do people actually spit shine their shoes? Well, in the olden days, they did spit, apparently, You didn't have, like, the proper shining material, so a little bit of spit did the trick, I'm guessing. Okay, I hear my dog barking. He might be hungry. Everybody's so demanding, They demand service. There. And also, I'm just gonna paint. I'm gonna take the opportunity to paint this. We're painting the shotgun, you see? Just use the excess paint down here. There. There we go. And we can apply a little bit of gunmetal stuff here. For now, we can paint it like this. Call JC anything, but don't call him late for lunch. No. We must not commit the cardinal sin of being late for lunch. Because hungry, Okay, that looks good. Now Vasquez, and then we go back to Hudson. Okay. Paint the shoes. I need more light for this. Get in there. Good. Hey, MH Gaming Channel. How are you? Yes, we're painting the things, you know? We are painting the minis from the Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core board game. Next time we play, they're gonna look pretty. Joe says, come primarily from the military. Guys in the field will spit on the wax to give it that extra shine. Shoe shine boys did not do it, as wealthy men found it insulting. You spit on the wax, you know? Ian Murphy says, every day everyone will need to head off for a few things to get done before I head off to work. Okay, Ian, have a good one. Don't worry, this relaxing stream is going to be up in its entirety as soon as YouTube is done processing. There you go. There. Okay. We're just gonna paint all of this. So yeah, Resident Evil Village, very, very good game. And after that, on the docket comes Resident Evil 7. Not a Hero DLC. And End of Zoe DLC. After that, I have no friggin' clue. I'm guessing the End of Zoe and Not a Hero DLCs should take us. And oh, come on, don't do that. Well, let's see. 20. So June, August, July. I'm guessing we're going to, with all of the Resident Evil content, is going to bring us maybe to the end of July or beginnings of August, because there is a lot of Resident Evil Village left, and then the Not a Hero DLC and the other stuff. I need my mini holder. Why is it not here? Damn it. Jason says he's gonna have tuna fish sandwiches for lunch. Delicious and moist. Tuna is actually one of the few fishes that I subscribe to. I don't really like fish. But tuna, yeah. You can have the tuna. It is delicious and moist. Particularly with mayo, you know? With mayonnaise. Okay. Also, she has gloves, so I'm painting this black. Good, and this one as well. These minis have a lot of detail, you know? A lot of detail. There you go. Just paint here, paint there. Joe says, I tried to become a cobbler's apprentice as a kid, but Rubin refused, saying he didn't want a future competition. Who is Rubin? I don't really get the reference. Also, the tape on this thing is kind of busted now. It's not really working. So, I'll just put this there, and we're gonna go back to this one, which is the one I had messed up. Oldie One Kenobi says, hello there, I just picked this board game up about a week ago. I dumped it down and ended up getting my family to play a small mission. 6 of us played. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. I played the initial mission, you know, the Newt mission here on stream. And had a lot of fun. It was good. It is a pretty complex game. It has a lot of rules and stuff. You know, you gotta keep track. But once you go into the loop, the core loop of the game, it kind of starts to flow. There you go. You see? Let me show you one that's a little bit better. This one, for instance. There you go. Ruben was the local cobbler and leather worker. Nice guy with a love of stupid jokes and branded items. Awesome, awesome. And Oldie One Kenobi says, yep, that is the one I had them play. It was lots of fun. Very complex. So I made it simple for them till the ones who want to go deeper can. Yes. Okay, we gotta finish this. And then I'm gonna quickly do some, you know, like skin. So they look more complete, and then I'm gonna have to go to launch. Otherwise, I'm gonna get yelled at. And we don't want that. Okay, there. And for the skin tones, I'm gonna need Space Hulk is next. Green, have a good day, guys. Keep on painting. Thank you, Oldie One. Thank you for dropping by. Have a good one. Space Hulks. I am not an expert, but I know the Space Hulks is from Warhammer 40k. They call this huge, like, clumps of derelict ships, destroyed bases. You are out of frame. Oh, no, I'm zoomed in. I'm zoomed in. There you go. I need to do something about this setup because I would need the camera like over here, you know? And it's pretty close, so I need to work this. This was thrown together very quickly this morning. You see, I need the camera like closer to me, like right here, so I could be zoomed in all the time. And like I said, Space Hulks are things that randomly go in and out of the warp, usually, you know, used as vessels for demons and stuff like that. Okay, that one looks good. We're gonna do a little bit of skin, and that's going to be. Let me just clear this thing. Now we're going to need a very, very good brush. Clean this so we can store it properly. Switch this there. There. If you're into horses, you might have heard of the legendary saddle maker Howard Council. His shop was in my city and I tried to apprentice with him as well, but he wasn't interested either. No, I'm not into horses. I actually am a bit afraid of horses because when I was a kid, must have been like 10 or 11, I was in one of my aunt's farm, and they put me on top of a horse, and the horse just started running, you know, and people were chasing after me because I had no idea how to drive the freaking horse. And it took them a long time to finally catch up with me. I think the horse eventually just started, and I was holding on to the horse. So the horse was running around for like 10 minutes with me like hanging on for dear life on top. So no, I don't like them horses. Okay, skin. Skin, what do we have here? Green skin, plate mail, black metal, leather brown. Barbarian flesh. Gotta shake it a little bit. Just shaking it. There we go. There we go. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, so let's see. No, I'm thinking Hicks. Hicks, I think I might have made a mistake. Let's see. Hicks. No, this is not Hicks. Oh no, we're good. Okay. So, Hicks. Just put it here. I wonder if I can just turn this a little bit around. Okay, that looks good. I've heard horses aren't very bright animals. They're coming from a few horse owners I know. Never rode a horse because I thought to myself, would I want a fat guy like me riding on my back? So I pet, not ride. Yeah. In order to pet, I will say yes. Good idea. Okay, so starting with the arms. Gotta be careful. Real careful. First pass. Okay, there. There we go. You see the first hand. Very slowly. Very carefully. Just a little bit here. There you go. Don't want to mess this up. Slowly but surely. Hands. And like I said, I need a better precision to do this because this is not very comfortable. It's not uncomfortable, but I don't get a lot of purchase, you know? I once petted a horse and it bit my arm. Good job, I was wearing a thick coat. Well, yes. Did the models come with a recommended list of colors or did you have to choose your own? Well, I'm using this as a guide, you know. This is from the website of the Gale Force 9. You know, these are the makers of the game. So I'm using this as a guide. But basically I'm just winging it, you know? Yes, no horsing around. Hashtag pun. Horses' bites hurt. Burgers have strong jaws. I agree. They suck. Although I am more afraid of a horse kick. Those guys can kick you. They can kick your heart out of your chest. Okay, they're starting to look. And we need to do a little bit of a touch up here on the green parts. But it is starting to look more like a marine. There you go. Here, very carefully. And you see? Slowly, but surely, it is starting to look like a miniature. You see? Very slowly. You paint the things, then you need to go back and fix a little bit. We keep adding details. But this actually now looks like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's a marine, you know? You see? Okay, I am on borrowed time right now. But I want to paint a little bit more. There. Come on. There you go. And then which game is this? Night GC. Yes. Never been kicked by a horse, but I have been kicked in the stomach by a cow. When I cut up to it, I kicked it back. Yeah, you kick me, I kick you. Them's the rules. The horse and the cow went, what? Did the human just kick me? Good. I don't think I'm needed for lunch just yet because I hear something going on over there, so I guess we're good for now. We can keep doing this for a few minutes. Look at this, it's starting to look, you see? The gaffer says, very nice. How many to paint? Well, I am focusing on the 4 Marines that are left. And then there's Ellen Ripley and Newt. But those will be painted later. For now, I'm just focusing on the Marines, you know? Now Hudson. There you go. A little bit more of this. Hey Lee, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We're painting minis, you know? We're painting the miniatures. Very precision job. There. The fingers are starting to show up. This one. And these minis are very, very small, you know. When you paint the Xenos, you might try adding a bit of hot glue to their mouths to give them that drooling look. I don't know if I have the patience to do that, you know. There's like 16 of those buggers. That would be require just a little bit more time that I am willing to give to this. There. Painting the arm. Hot glue idea is cool. Yeah, I understand. It's cool, but you know. Time is of the essence. Down here. This is the part no one is ever going to see, so I'm going to say a little bit about that. Yeah, I think I need like some quality brushes, you know? Supposedly this is good brushes, but they tend to like the bristles tend to like open a little bit. There you go. You see? This way, this guy goes like...
Game over, man! It's game over!
And they can go... Awesome. Okay. That one is done. Vasquez. For Frosty, I need to switch to brown for the skin. There you go. It's just the little details that start to add to the effect, you know? And they start to look like minis. I noticed that, you know, when I was painting Gorman. Like, the first thing I painted was like, whoa, this is a green guy. And then, when I started painting like the black part, the base, the boots, and then I painted the face, started to look like a thing, you know. Just as I said, tiny brushes will split, especially after cleaning and drying. Need to coat them after cleaning with a conditioner. With a conditioner? Oh, interesting. I will try that, you know. Gotta be real careful here. Shoulder, the shoulder, come on. You gotta show the shoulder. overpainted a little bit there. But she is starting to look good. There you go. You see, it's a hobby that requires patience, a steady hand, and I don't know. As an artist, I never really liked painting because I would never find brushes that did what they promised. The most expensive ones are not supposed to lose hairs, but they still tend to. Yeah. I will try what Joe said and borrow a little bit of, conditioner and spray them to see if they can maintain bristle integrity, if you ask me. Very careful here. Okay, this is actually looking really nice. Take a look at this. JC Break Elect yet? Not yet. But check this out. You see? This is actually starting to look like a workable mini. Oh, there's an area I need to paint over there. But it's starting to look very, very good, yeah? I need to work on the thing. But if I play this on the gaming board, it's serviceable. Yeah? You can use it to find. You have no problems telling that this is Vasquez with the smart gun, and she goes like this. You see? Okay, so just gonna put this over here. And my buddy Frosty. You gotta stay frosty. Okay, Frosty. We need a little bit of brown. Where do I have brown? I have this leather brown. I don't know if it's... Let me see. I shook this, right? Yes. Oh yeah, that looks okay as a skin tone for Frosty, yeah. I'm just gonna do this. Lee says, I want a mini Mike and Gladys to paint. That is actually not a bad idea. I'm going to look into the possibility of having like a mini of Mike and Gladys. I know there are services that can do 3D printing for you. I will take a look into that. Okay, let me see. Frosty. Okay, so this is how Frosty is supposed to look. You see? So he's not wearing like sleeves like the others, like the up sleeve, just the hands and the face. Any good quality hair conditioning will do. Working into the bristles, then clean thoroughly any residue. Okay. I will try, Okay, Frosty. Come on, brother. Just gonna paint this. Frosty has the flamethrower. I don't have a sound for the flamethrower. I should get one, Okay, that looks nice. Okay, there you go. And I hear my dog barking, which possibly means that lunchtime it is finally here. So let me just finish painting my buddy Frosty. You gotta stay frosty, you know? Or you can buy a cleaning and conditioning fluid from our supply store, but I found that they don't always work as advertised. I'm going to test the conditioner thing, you know? Okay, Frosty, the face. Yeah, that's looking good, bruh. But yeah, I'm over like 20 minutes past the time I said I was going to be. But it is important that we finish the faces of the Marines. Or at least not finish, but give the initial look, you know? Okay, Frosty. There you go. You see? There's Frosty. With the flamethrower. Starting to look really nice. You know, just for comparison. We of course need to do the lighter parts of the armor. And a lot of stuff, but, you know, we're starting to do the thing. Just this one. A little bit there. Okay, there. Okay, I think Frosty is good. Let me I'm gonna clear this there. I could make a replica of Mike with a cheap action figure I have and a soldering gun to give him the undead look. Then it'd just be a matter of painting him the proper colors. Says Jason. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know there's like services where you can sculpt thing for like Hero Forge or stuff like that, and they 3D print it, you know. So I'm thinking this could be done like professionally. Huh? Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna show you how would you make Gladys. I don't know, that would require more something different, you know. Let me just show you now this. I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna cover my wet palette because Gladys from Legos, I don't know. I'm gonna cover this up because, you know, in the afternoon, probably going to paint a little bit on my own. I want this, okay, the wet palette is closed. So the colors should stay. So I'm gonna show you. These are the Marines that we painted today, started to paint, you know. And here is Gorman for comparison purposes. There you go. So you see, they're starting to look good. Starting to look like the Marines. We need to work a lot on the camouflage, the green for the armor and the clothes. But they are starting to, be on the way to becoming a figurine like this one. So yeah, work in progress, but good. Okay, people, I think I'm going to have to go to lunch, otherwise I'm going to get yelled at. But I hope you enjoyed this stream. And remember, tomorrow returns Resident Evil Village, And if you haven't watched it, there's a long duration episode for the Dark Side Detective, like the season finale. So yeah, good chill stream, So I'm just gonna keep on doing this on my own, later in the afternoon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this stream. That's it for now. See you next time.